No, John, I tell you, this is very important that we have this conference. We cannot just shut down everything, and I think that everybody's in agreement with that. And I'm gonna discuss that with everyone this evening. Well, good evening, everyone. This is Michael Chitwood, and I'm coming to you live this evening. I would ask you to invite some of your closest friends um, and those that you want to be a part of your life. Now, there's a lot of people that don't need to be in your life. But I want to talk to you tonight, so I'm going to give you some wealth nuggets. But I do want to take just a moment and let you invite some of your best friends and people that you would like to be. A lot of information to share tonight, and I'd like for you to be a part of this broadcast. We're going live around the world right now, and nothing can stop us right now. We have close to 10 million people that will be watching live, have the availability, and 68 million will be connected by way of Periscope. And we're going to teach you something tonight about how that you can have one simple wealth. You know, in a split second, everything can change. In a split second, everything can change. So you take this opportunity and invite as many as that you would like to. The topic tonight would be, in fact, our producer has that scrolling across the screen for you there, wealth nuggets. Also, I have a very special guest tonight, all the way from Louisville, Kentucky. My son, Dr. Shannon Cook, will be joining me in just a moment live. He has some very important information to share with you, so we want to give everybody an opportunity to join this evening and join the broadcast. I'll be showing you a very important free item tonight that you'll be able to receive. So let's make sure that we have everybody on tonight and make sure that we're going to light this thing up tonight, because we want everybody to be a part of the Wealth Nugget show tonight. This is Michael Chitwood Live. It's actually referred to as Mega Michael Live. Mega Michael Live. Somebody type that in for me, Mega Michael Live. By the way, I'll be taking your comments and I'll be posting a lot of your comments, as many as we can. Our producer will. We want this to be a very important show. By the way, it's only 30 minutes. So we've got the clock is ticking. I mean, this time of you inviting people is taking part of our precious time to be a part of the Wealth Nugget show tonight. So thank you for being a part with us this evening. I wanted to talk to you about a few things. Um, how do you find where you're supposed to be? Where do you find where you're supposed to be? Now, it's very important that, by the way, you can also remember that our Millionaire Expo will be coming. Our producers put it on the screen. Millionaire Expo will be coming up September the 24th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We only have 2 seats that's left for that event. When you go to drchitwood.com, you can also find there the registration for your hotel. We're right on the beach, by the way. In fact, I wanted to show this to you. This is free of charge if you would like to have this big poster. This is a huge poster that we have, and it talks about the expo that's going to be coming up on September the 24th. It's going to be great. The reason why that this conference is going to be great is because it's not going to be spiritual related. We're all into the spiritual, and we love the Lord. There's not any question about that. You love the Lord. Most of you do. Maybe all of you do. But this is something where that you, and I'm broadcasting, by the way, from my home office, from my estate in my home office here. And I don't want to tell you what city I'm in, because some of you that's in that city may want to come visit me. So I want to just keep that private for the moment. But this here is going to be about the Millionaire Expo conference that's going to be coming up. And the reason why this is important is because you are going to be able to learn practical things. Now, you've got plenty of spiritual things that you've been taught over the years. And this is why that the Millionaire Expo, September the 24th, we only have 2 seats. And by the way, you can go to drchitwood.com, drchitwood.com, and you can be a part of this conference. In fact, what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring in Dr. Cook if we could. He is going to be with us live in just a moment. And we appreciate Dr. Cook and all that he's doing to help us on this project. And this will be something that will be very, very important. In fact, if we look at this very carefully tonight, I wanted to see here just a minute. Some of you are asking about that. Yes, they just handed me a note. The other night, Dr. Cook was on live, sitting in my place, and he mentioned that you could have the Anyone Can Be a Millionaire book for $20. Does anybody remember that? And if you want that, we're going to pay the shipping, which is, I guess, $4, $5, $6. But if you want to have that book, then you can have that book for $20. Your library should be stacked with books on finance, success, even happiness. I have probably 100 Bibles, but I have about 10,000 books on wealth, success. I don't know, maybe 20. What would you say, John? He says maybe 50. I may have 50,000 books on that success. So success and finance, and it's important that we study what we want to be. See, what you are studying, what you're attracted to, will eventually come to you. If you don't like money, then money is not going to come to you. I know a lot of people that doesn't like money. A lot of people still believes that money is bad, but they still like to get it. I'm checking now. It's important that you study what you want to become. If you study money, then finance and success, then those things are eventually going to come to you. There's not any question about that. Now, I want to put up for you here something very important. I want to try to put up for you, if I can find it. This is new to me, this broadcast type network that Dr. Cook has set us up on. And I was trying to get to your comments, but I'm having a little bit of trouble getting to the comments. But if you want the product, you can have Anyone Can Be a Millionaire for $20. You can go to Cash App, and it's going across your screen, dollar mark ICCM, and that way you'll be able to be a part of what we're doing and study that. Now, let me talk to you just a minute about one key thing. Now, this is a very important wealth nugget. I have seen and I have coached over my life hundreds of thousands of people. There's over 1 million people that's attended our Millionaire conferences, over 1 million. Now, that's a lot of people. And unfortunately, not all of them have become millionaires. In fact, only about 1,032 have actually become millionaires. Now, that may be a little bit more than that, but I think it's 1,032, John. So what's important about that is that the key thing that I teach people in their wealth journey, this is a journey, is that you need to make sure that you are going to be yourself. You need to be yourself. You don't need to be someone that is not you. When you start coming into money, you're going to find out that there's going to be people drawing on you and draining on you like never before. So in my book here, I've got page 127, it says, be yourself, be authentic. People like authentic people. They hate fakey people. I'll tell you the truth about it. One of the biggest problems that America has is dealing with fake people. I know a lot of people who are have a false prosperity and a fake. Uh, they act one way in front of you. Have you ever? Do you know anybody like that? They act one way in front of you, and then they act another way um, in front of other people. When you get your back turned, when you get your back turned, um, they talk a different way. You've seen people like that, haven't you? And then when they're in front of you, they talk another way. I'm trying to get your comments up here on the screen. I'm working on that. Our producer is working on that. But you have to be yourself. Be authentic. Be authentic. Don't be fakey. That's the worst thing that you can be, is to have a fakey personality. It's not good. Now, the second thing I want to talk to you about quickly is when you start building your wealth, you need to realize that wealth is not how much you make. Wealth is how much you keep. And we know that we are always givers. We're givers. We have ministry projects that we work on. We have different things that we're involved with, of helping different organizations and helping different people. But we've learned that we really do our due diligence, because wealth is not how much you make. Wealth is how much you keep. I wish I could get somebody to record that tonight so it would be officially recorded on this second broadcast that I'm doing from this platform. Now, it's important that you, number three, that you build relationships. Now, this is extremely important. When you start building relationships, you need to really hear me on this, because you don't need to listen to somebody that's broke. Some broke person can't help you about money. A person that looks like they're wealthy but has dead out their ears, they're not wealthy people. They look like they're wealthy, but they're not wealthy people. They couldn't give you a bit of financial advice if they had to. What they would tell you is give, 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 give. And you are givers, because we know that God really only speaks to givers. But I don't want to move to a spiritual part this evening, because we only have just a few minutes left. In fact, the time there, we only have about 12 minutes, 14 minutes left. But when you start building relationships, one of the key things is you're going to have to learn that you're going to have people that you're going to have to cut loose. Mr. Producer, if you could tell me how to get these comments on the screen, uh, I would really appreciate it. They're trying to tell me how to do it, and I haven't done it. I don't see any comment thing to maneuver here, but you're going to have to cut some people loose. I wish somebody put that up. You're going to have to cut some people loose. It's not going to be the same old, same old. You know, when you got a wheel on a car, it just goes around and around and around. Some of you just keep going around and around and around. You're not doing what you're called to do. And the reason that you're not doing what you were called to do is because you've got people hanging around you and people hanging on to you. I had a man one time, he had more people around him than I ever saw in my life. He was a preacher in Orlando, Florida. If I called his name, you would love his music. And he had everybody in the world that would hang around him. They fought to get into the back room. But the reason they fought to get into the back room was because of what he would give them. He was always buying something for somebody, buying them a Louis Vuitton or buying them this item or that item. They weren't there because they were loyal friends. Oh, no. You might as well forget that. In fact, most of those people, when he went bankrupt, they left him. So those people weren't loyal friends. Those people are leeches. And the worst thing that you can do when you start building wealth, I'm giving you wealth nuggets tonight. When you start building your wealth, you need to hear this. When you start building your wealth, in fact, some of you right now need to go through your phone and disconnect all those losers and those deadbeats. Some of you are holding on to names and phone. I asked a guy the other day, I said, why do you still have that person in your phone log? Well, I just don't get rid of any phone calls. Phone contacts. I never know when I might need them. Well, you have to be crazy. When someone stabs you in the back, you don't hate them, but you cut them loose. But people would fight to get back in the back room to this pastor in Orlando, Florida, because of what he would buy him and what he would give him, and let him ride in my car and this car and that car and so forth. And so they weren't there because of the pure reason, the pure motive. Their motive was not pure. So here's my last wealth nugget tonight, and that is, you've got to cut some people loose. I wish I could find it, but I can't. The producer is not helping me with this tonight, and it may be that it's new to him. They keep saying go to the right side. Ladies and gentlemen, give me just a minute. Let me go to the right side of this thing here. I see that. I don't see. I'm on the right side of this. They keep saying go to the right side. I'm on the right side. There is no thing here about comments. I don't know where they're getting that from, but it's not there. So I'll take a picture of it and I'll show it to you after this is over, because apparently you're not seeing what I'm seeing. Our producer is doing a great job, and this is new to him too. So don't fault him on this. I mean, this is new to him. But we're trying to bring you something that we can simulcast this to you on a lot of different platforms, 50 or 60 different types. It's all kind of platforms out there. And we want to reach as many people as we can. So my last wealth nugget was the one I just told you, was that you have to recognize people that are there and what their motive is that they're there for. If they're not there for the right motive, guess what? Cut them loose. I don't know. I wish somebody would put that up. I can't see it, but man, I can't see it, ladies and gentlemen. I've looked this screen over and over, and they keep telling me right side of the screen comments. There is no comments. I don't care what they say. There's no comments there. Nobody's commenting on the thing, and apparently nobody's on here. Is anybody on this thing tonight? I tell you what, we're learning something new here. Dr. Cook has got us on this thing. This was all his idea, not mine. And he's got us on this thing. And so, son, you're doing a great job. And so, and he's already informed me that he's preparing for his show tonight at 10 o'clock. And you need to be a part of that tonight. That's going to be a great show, by the way. And be a part of Dr. Cook's show tonight. And so I don't know. I don't know. Let's punch one here and see. I don't know. Let's try that thing there. I don't know. There we go. There we got it right there. See, I didn't need the producer's help at all. I did it myself. Now this girl here, let's see. That's Pam Gaddis. Cut them loose. That's good there. And I want to see your comments. I want to put your comments up on the screen. I'm not going to fool with this tonight. Let me get Melody Turner in here. Melody Turner. We're here. There we go. There we go. We've got it there. So we've got that going there. Mark Click is telling me what to do there too. And he's trying to give me some advice there. So we've got there's my son in Washington State, Dr. Jason Martin right there. Bless you, Dad. Thank you, son. There's a picture of him right there. He's got a great church out there. Now, the reason why that this is important is because you have to understand that there's going to be leeches and takers in your life around you all the time. And if you're not doing what you need to do, you're going to find out that you're going to have difficulties with there we go. There we go. Four-faced people. There's Dr. Cook right there. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. You want to join him tonight, by the way, at 10 o'clock on his show. And we're putting the word out there about how that you can have wealth accumulation and wealth preservation. They're two different things, but they go hand in hand. If you're not preparing something for your future, if you're not putting back something, my father always taught me, he said, you always save something of everything that you earn. After you pay your tithe, after you sow your seed, after you pay your taxes, of course, they're going to get your tax money first. Those people are horrible people. They're going to get your money first. And after all that's done, then you need to save something of everything that you earn. Can I get a witness from somebody this evening on this broadcast. So it's important that you understand. Here's one. Let's see what this says. This is Roma. Look at that picture of me and Roma Hamby there. I encourage people to put up a joint picture of me and Roma so I can see myself a lot. I like to look at myself a lot, and I like to look at you with you, Roma. She preached a great message today at church, so we're glad that you're here. Let's see, Mark. Good that you are saying that, Dr. Chitwood. Good, thank you, Mark. Mark's a great young man, and so we're glad to have Mark there. And let's see what Violetta says out there in Arizona. Wealth is not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And she's our state chapter president for the state of Arizona, and she is a great lady and does a great job. So we're thankful tonight that we have so many great people that's a part of this broadcast. And we want you to know that, by the way, if you want to chat right now, you can do that too. So bring it on. I mean, anything you want to say, it's a live, open, interactive broadcast. And we're coming live second broadcast. Dr. Cook did the first one. But I wanted you to know tonight that above everything that you're doing, that you can be successful, wealthy, happy, and healthy. There's not any question about that. Now remember this, anything the mind can conceive and achieve, anything the mind can conceive and believe, then you can achieve it. Anything. I didn't say some things. I said anything. I'm here at my home. I'm broadcasting from one of my homes. And the reason I wanted to bring this to you is because it's important that you know that you can't just run around and talk about the spiritual part about money all the time, or prosperity or salvation or whatever it may be, if you don't practice it. And so the way you practice things is you learn it. Even the Bible says, for lack of knowledge, you'll be destroyed. For a lack of knowledge, you'll be, I don't know about you, but it's not what you know that will hurt you. It's what you don't know. And a lot of people that I've found, maybe you found the same thing, but there's a lot of people that I've found that know nothing about money because their mama and daddy didn't teach them anything about money, because their mother and daddy didn't have any money and didn't know anything about money. Most of them work 2 and 3 jobs just to keep food on the table. So you haven't had a wealth coach like you've had until you've had me. And I want to take you to a new level and a new dimension in your life. Remember, we've got to get out of Egypt before we can get into Canaan. There's a lot of people still stuck in Egypt. They can't get out of Egypt. They're stuck there. In fact, I found out there's a lot of people that love Egypt. They're never going to get out. They talk about it, but they're never going to get out of Egypt. They're just stuck right there. They're stuck right there. And so this is important that we make sure. Your comments are very precious to me. Thank you very much. And I appreciate your comments and what you're putting up. It's really this valuable to me. And it takes me to a whole new dimension when I see these comments. It shows that you're listening. It shows that you're doing something that's going to be different and going to be great. And that's what we want to do. We want to help you establish and know that wealth is not how much you make. Wealth is how much you keep. I had a football player one time. I had to loan him $6 million just to pay his taxes. If I called his name, you know, he was a great running back for the Miami Dolphins. They got on drugs and sent him to Canada. Tried to bring him back. He's a great guy. Lives down the street from me. But it's important that you understand that wealth is not how much you make. Oh, God, I feel the anointing of the power right now. Somebody out there is making good money, but you spend more than you make. You can't keep any money. That's why I tell you what you need to do. You need to get that book. Anyone Can Be a Millionaire. He offered that book for, there it is. He put it up again there. Anyone Can Be a Millionaire. Dr. Cook offered that Friday night. He was with me in Miami on some business, and he put that up Friday night there. And it's $20. You can go to Cash App. And by the way, if you want that, there it is. Our producer, you're doing a great job with this thing. You know this thing better than I do. Cash App is $ICCMWW. And this will allow you to get this book, and I'll pay the postage for you. And anything that you sow, your offering tonight, is going to go right toward our IPAL Young Ministers of the Gospel. young people who have been called by God to preach the gospel from about age 13 to 21. By the way, at our World Conference this year that starts on July the 28th, I wanted to let you know that if the board does not vote to increase the age to 24, in fact, I'd like to have your comments on this. If we can find out how to get back to that comment thing, I'd like to have your comments on this. In fact, I want you to vote on that because I need to have your support. Here, let me tell you my dilemma. I've got a board of governors that are great people, and I can't see all your names because they're flashing by so quick. I think they said 3.5 million people, so they're flashing by so quick I can't read everybody's name. Our board is a great board. I love the board; they're great. But we have some people on there that's older, and they're getting up in years, and some of them are stuck in tradition. Now the Bible says that traditions of men will make the word of God of no effect. And so I want to raise the age because young people are calling me that's 22, 23, all the way up to 24. I've had some that's in 30, but we can't go that high. You can still preach the gospel, but you're not in this category for IPAL, International Preachers Academy Worldwide. So here's what I want to get your vote on right now, and I need to find out, producer, how to get that comment thing back up there. I want that comment back up there. How did I do that a minute ago? I want to get the comments back up there. There we go. I want your comments to vote on this because I'm going to do it. Now, if you say no, I'm probably going to take that into prayer more. But right now, I've prayed about all I'm going to pray on it. And I'm going to issue an executive order. Somebody put up on the screen executive order. I'm going to issue an executive order. And that executive order is going to allow me to pass that we're going to raise IPAL young ministers. It's 13 now, that stays, but I want to raise it to 24. And I just can't get the board to do anything about it. And so we're raising up young ministers. By the way, if you have an offering tonight that you'd like to sow into one of our young ministers, you can do that on Cash App also. Now, I want you to vote tonight, and here's the way you vote. Vote these two words. How many are in agreement with me issuing an executive order to raise the IPAL young ministers of the gospel to age 24, from 21 to 24? If you're in favor of it, type yes. Don't type anything else because I can't read all those. I want to go through this real quick and see what you're putting up real quick. So type yes if you're in favor of me issuing an executive order to override the board, because they're old people. Override the board and go with an executive order to raise the age of IPAL young ministers to the age of 24. Oh God, I feel the power of the living God tonight. Listen, God gave you the right to obey his word and gave you the right to preach his word. If you've been called by God to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, then you need to be preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now I'm going to put some of these up here, but do you feel like that you want to have, if you feel like that I should, here we go right here. So we're going to push this right here. There's one right there. David Nevada doesn't have a picture of himself, but he's a fine man. I know him very, very well. He's a friend of mine. Yes, they should change the age to 21. Now, I want to change the age to 24. I was clear about that, David. So there's a vote right there against what I'm wanting to do there. So let's run down there. Terry Whitt, yes. Todd, I don't know Todd, but Todd, God bless you and your wife. It's a beautiful picture of you and your family. How do you say that last name, producer, if you can tell me there? Catherine Pollard, let's put her up and see what she's done. She's still sheltered in place. There's Catherine. She works at ICCM. She's a good lady. I'm looking at Jill Armstrong. There's Debbie Booth. Yes, changed to 24. We've got many. Jay Brown, great man, by the way. I love Brother Brown. He's a great man. Of course, Dr. Cook's on the board. He's one of the young ones. We've got some old board members on there that they just don't see it getting out there like that. So we've got a lot of people that are wanting us to change the age. There's Ricky Farias, a Cowboy fan. That'll please Dr. Cook. Of course, I'm not a Cowboy fan, but that's not the issue right now. We've got Terry White. David, I want you to change your vote to yes. Terry Whitt, yes. I think that Melody, there's Melody Turner right there. Yes, it should be yes. You should be able to go and do that if there's Sue Ann Cizek. Yes. I'm reading these off of the line. I'm posting what they're posting. Here's Mary Albert, a dear friend of mine. Yeah, see that good picture of me and her? Somebody said, well, you've got all these ladies that's got pictures. Yes, I love it. I love to have pictures made with a lady. What do you want to have one made with a man? I don't want to have my picture made with a man. I want my picture made with a lady. They're a lot prettier. Here's Dr. Martin. Let's get his vote right here. Look, right there. Dr. Jason Martin. And by the way, he is a strong giver of the year last year, strong supporter of IPAW Young Ministers. I mean, the guy's giving thousands and thousands every month. I mean, he's a big, big giver. And we appreciate that, Dr. Martin. He's my son in the Lord, a great man. He's actually my biological son. I don't tell many people that because they don't understand. They want to look at color. We don't look at color. Let me get the rest of these new comments up here quick because they're blowing off the chart right now. I can't believe it. Some of you need to go to that Cash App, $ ICCMWW, and sow a seed for our young ministers of the gospel. You really should. Now, you can also do that through iccmworldwide.org. And let me read a few more comments, and then we're going to go. I said we'd be off at 7:30, 30 minutes. Not 7:30, but 30 minutes, and we're about there. Let's look at this one here. This is Joyce Williams. Yes, Joyce, thank you very much. Right there. Joyce says, change that thing. Here's Charlie Austin. Why not? Why not 35? Charlie, I tell you the truth about it. I'm working, I don't cuss. I've never cussed in my life. I've never said a cuss word in my life. I've never said one cuss word in my life. I've never told one lie in my life. But I'm working myself crazy just to get them to raise it 24. But I do hear what you're saying. And it's important that we look at that. Here's Tracy Brown. Hello to you. I thought she had an age up. Dr. Martin again is coming back again. Debbie Booth again is up again. So we just got a lot of, I can't get them all on here. It's just impossible for us to get. This is not a small network. This is a huge network with 10 million people connected, 68 million on Periscope, 68 million. And so thank you very much for being with us. Remember this, wealth is not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And remember this, anything that the mind can conceive, oh, glory to God. I wish somebody would put up glory to God. Because no matter how much we teach practical biblical finances, we always give God the glory in everything that we do. Don't think that when I'm talking about finances that means that means anything else other than just listen. We're staying right where we're at. We're not moving anywhere. We're going to do what we know to do, but we're never going to leave God out. God has been good to me. Has God been good to you? If God has been good to you, you ought to testify right now. Put it on the screen. God has been good to me. God, I thank you for what you've done. Now, Father, right now, I thank you for everybody that's sowing an offering and getting the book. Anyone can be a millionaire. So those that don't believe they will be a millionaire, they'll never buy anything. That's just their nature. They don't have any faith in themselves, and they don't have much faith in you, God. But God, those that's buying that book right now at Cash App, $ ICCMWW, it's a start for them to let them know that they can accomplish anything. Anything the mind can conceive, anything the mind can believe, you can achieve it. Glory to God. Glory to God. Mr. Producer, I want to thank you for all your work tonight. You did a good job being our first time live. I'd like to thank my son, Dr. Shannon Cook, who is also operating one of our platforms in Louisville, Kentucky tonight. Dr. Cook, thank you very much. I love all of you. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you on our next broadcast on Wealth Nuggets with Mega Michael Live. I'll see you then. Have a great day.